Leafs Nation, this just happened, and it shakes the team's momentum at a moment when every detail, every decision, and every depth player have been making real impact on the ice. Bobby McMann's one-game suspension isn't just a setback. It breaks apart a piece of machine that had been working better than at any other point this season. Right after the 2-0 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning, the announcement came. McMann is out because of the two-handed slash to the head of Oliver Bjorkstrand, a reaction to the cross-check he took during the scrum. The play, which had already resulted in a 5-minute match penalty, also marked Dakota Joshua's first fight as a Leaf. And now, with the league confirming the suspension, McMann will miss the game against the San Jose Sharks, and Toronto loses one of the quiet but highly efficient pillars of this hot stretch. And this matters today because McMann wasn't just a body on the third line. He had been producing 29 games, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. But more than the numbers, there was a clear sense that the third line had finally found identity, intensity, and the chemistry Toronto had been searching for all season. The team was rolling. The structure finally felt stable, and that's exactly why McMann's absence hit so hard. Berube, in his post-game comments, made it clear he wasn't pleased with the call, saying he had a tough time with that. But regardless of how he feels, the reality now is harsh. Toronto loses a player who helped turn the bottom six into a recent strength, with 10 goals in the last 5 games. And even in the win over Tampa, that group showed it wasn't a fluke. It was becoming a pattern. And that's where the immediate impact comes in. Berube now has to move pieces around. With McMann out, the coach has the option to use Nick Robertson, who has that almost mythical reputation of scoring whenever he's reinserted after being scratched, or Kaye Jarnkrok, who entered the last game under criticism. There's also the possibility of bringing back Matias Maxelli, who has been a healthy scratch for 5 straight games. Each of these choices changes the shape, rhythm, and chemistry of the lineup, and none of them are simple. And more, this decision could affect the structure of the top lines as well. The Cowan, Tavares, Nylander line hasn't been performing, and that puts Cowan as a possible move down to third line, opening space for Robertson or Maxelli to play higher up. None of this would even be on the table today if McMann were available, which is exactly why his absence is so significant. Berube seemed to have finally found the best line combinations of the season during this recent run, and now he has to reopen the board at a moment when any change could disrupt the team's rhythm. And within this emotional scenario, there is also the weight of rivalry. The game against Tampa was more physical, more intense, and closer to the kind of battle that sets tone for the decisive matchups later in the season. And when Toronto faces teams like the Bruins or Canadiens, it's depth, bottom six chemistry, and consistent lines that shape the team's identity. Losing McMann, even for just one night, pushes the Leafs back toward a territory they were finally leaving behind: instability. Leafs Nation, if you're new here, don't miss the next updates because things can change fast. Line adjustments, returns, immediate impact, and how this suspension will shape Wednesday night's game. Let's follow this together because the team is at a point in the season where every movement matters. This is serious, Leafs Nation. Go Leafs, go!